Hey everyone, Gab and Ali here, and today I want to talk about sport.
Sports.
So, we made a little list of sports that we would like to do or learn, and we made that list before coming here, where for the first time in probably like 30 years, I tried to learn a new sport because I really learned all the sports movement that I know when I was 4, like skiing and skating and all that stuff. And I've been walking a lot, but I learned to walk even further back. So, and I've been trying to kite surf, and to learn all the movements was quite hard. And I did notice that it was gonna be long to learn new sports or movements. So now I kind of now after I'm like, okay, I still want to learn kite. I'm still not that good. I still need a few trips to. And I will incorporate it in my year to once I learn it to keep it, and it's a cool nautic sport. And now the way that I see it, it's good for the brain to learn new movements and try to apply them. So I see it a little bit like languages. Learn new languages, learn new sports.
Keep the brain busy
Yes.
and young.
Yes, exactly. So we made a list of sports
I
that
can
we
tell. That's my handwriting.
yes that we could theoretically be interested in learning with destinations that we would be interested to go, and I wanted to go through it to see if we still agreed with what we wrote at the airport before we arrived here and everything.
That's
So
why we wrote that?
I think so. Like we were like in a let's talk destinations and sports. So we talked about trekking. Do you still want to?
Absolutely. I still want to trek and hike. Are trekking and hiking the same thing?
Yes, I think so.
Because they classify them differently. Is there a difference?
I think they're the same.
Anyways, trekking and hiking I'd like to do. If you know what the difference is, let us know.
Well, let me ask you this. Describe me your trekking perfect adventure. Is it a 1 day thing? Is it a 2 day thing? What's the weather? What's the temperature? What's the terrain?
I'm thinking of 2 different kinds of trekking adventures. One would be like a 2 day adventure. No, so 3 days. 2 nights, 3 days, where we would trek in the Alps before there's too much snow. Or is there always snow in the Alps? Does it depend on the time of year?
It depends on the height.
Okay, so let's say like a leisurely, not so dangerous trek in the Dolomites where we can snowshoe, not ski or anything like that. Kind of like what we did at the Traversée, where we get to some beautiful lake, like turquoise blue lake. That's what I want to see. It's not too cold, not too much snow, and we do 2 overnighters again. Just 2 though. 3 was too much. And yeah, so that's one.
We could bring our tripod and our microphones and
Yes.
do our thing in the morning with the little cafe.
And we sleep in a
thingy.
little like beautiful refuge.
With-
Again, with
with
what?
20 Germans.
No, maybe
Yes,
20 Germans.
probably.
Probably with 20 Germans. And there's like a hot spring that's there too. You know, we've just trekked like, I don't know, 10 kilometers, 10, 15 kilometers. We get to the refuge. There's 10 Germans there, 20 Germans. There's a hot spring where we can just like dip ourselves in. We're in the middle of nature and the mountains, and it's like turquoise blue, and it's just friggin' beautiful. And maybe we meet someone there. I mean, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Sie German Fräulein. Sie deutsche Fräulein.
Da. And yeah, same thing the next day. So 2 nights, not too crazy. I think that's a perfect amount of time before we start going a little crazy. The other scenario would be something a little bit more hardcore. I'd actually like to try camping. So maybe not in the winter. Like let me start slow, not too ambitious. So maybe something that we could do back home where it's a bit more familiar, or anywhere else that is, the weather is not too hot, it's not too cold. So it's like a crisp fall day. That's how I see it. It's like that crisp air. And we do an overnighter with like our own camping gear and everything. I've never done that before, and that's something that I'd like to do. So that's how I see it.
I did it with the boys 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
And we went to Le Mont des Morias in Charlevoix, and it was pretty amazing. We could go there if we're in Charlevoix.
Yeah.
It was fall, and you just climb the mountain, and then it's a flat mountain top, giant mountain that you can just basically choose any spot that you like, and but it's pretty intense. At night,
I remember you describing the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, the wind blows on your tent, so you can't sleep really. Plus you're a little like, oh, okay, I'm in bear, and like, I'm not home. They're home. So let's say they come, have my little spray. But that was fun, and I still like the trek that we did. That was too hard.
The traversier?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say 2 nights, not 3. Because the third day, you're like, oh, like again.
But what? Yeah. Okay.
Well, because the first time you go, the first night, you're like ambitious, you're full of energy, you got all that Porto in your bag and like the fresh food, and you enjoy the first night, and then you sleep, and the next day it's like, okay, like I'm ready, I'm tired, but like I'm ready for this adventure. And then by the second night, you're like, oh my God, why the fuck did we decide to do this? Like, this is tough. And then you're still proud of yourself that you did it. The next day comes, and then you're kind of like, oh, fuck me. Like, again?
You're not proud while you do it.
No, you're not.
You're kind of proud after, and it's still like, but what made it tough, in my opinion, is we were alone. We were in, like, autarcie mode. We couldn't, like, there was nobody bringing us food. We had to carry our like sleeping bag, mattress, food, emergency equipment. Winter, it was too hard.
Good for us.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that again. Not for now. So I still have in my bucket list to do the Everest base camp in Nepal. But that's much easier, even though it's 14 days. First of all, you don't carry your bag. You have to hire someone. If you don't, they see you as a douche. Like, come on, don't you want to hire one of us? We're all here like, waiting.
They're called Sherpas?
Sherpas are the one that really go on the Everest.
Okay.
It's porters, but they're not like Sherpas is a tribe, also like they're their own thing. Let's say. They live close to Everest, and they're the one with the incredible lung capacity and stuff. There's maybe 3,000 nationalities living in Nepal, and most of them who will hike, they're not Sherpas. They're just Nepalese, normal, other thing, but they still don't have that many opportunities and stuff. So when they can, like, bring your stuff, so most like it's better to do it, even though like we see it as like, oh, it's not good to be a white person being carried around my bag by no, that's not it. Like, you have to hire someone.
They're like, pay us, we'll carry your shit for you.
Yeah, please, come on. So, and they know the mountains, they know where to go and everything.
We rely on them.
And when you arrive somewhere, you don't have to cook your food, you don't have to manage your water. The food is there. So that's like total, I think it's like a 14-day hike. But since you don't carry your stuff, you can walk and just walk and not care about like where you sleep and stuff like that. So it makes it...
I'd love to do that. That is on my bucket list.
And also...
hike,
yeah.
like that, when you really like insane like that, and when you're done, you're just so incredibly fulfilled and proud.
Yeah, plus, if we do it in May, like I would like to, then you arrive at Everest Base Camp, and we can just stay there like a few days. But you see the expedition going or coming back, and there's this crazy stuff. Like you see there's a line of they just like there's too many people on the mountain, so they all stuck one behind the other. So you can probably see that from the base camp, all their like headlights at night, and
It's
they're
nice
trying.
to know that you're not alone, though. You know, you have all this support from people who are embarking on the same journey as you. So I can imagine the kind of people you meet and bonds that you make and support that you get from just complete strangers.
I guess, yeah, I'd be curious. Like I think in May, it's just all the expeditions plus all the tourists plus all. It's like it's
Yeah.
very busy. So it wouldn't be like we're in nature forever. It's more like okay, there's people bringing oxygen and tents and stuff, and it's a crazy expedition. But still, like a lot of people are doing it. So okay, trekking, we're still
The thing, I just want to say one last thing about trekking and hiking, though, is that it is a real like mental. Yes, it's physical, but it's a lot of mental strength that you need to get through it, because it's not one of those sports where you can just kind of stop, be like, oh, I'm fucking tired, like this is tough, I'm going home now, I'm packing up my stuff, and like I'm done for the day. Because like once you've committed to the hike or the trek, you gotta keep going. You can't stop, and that's what's so tough, because you reach that point where you're just like, oh, why did I do this? Why am I here? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to get back to my car or my home or wherever it is. Like, can someone bring me back? But then you're just like, you can't just turn around and walk back. I mean, you can, but you
But
reach a
even
point
then-
where like you just got to keep.
you turn around, but you still have 10 kilometers that way to do.
Yeah.
Again, what makes it tempting for me in Nepal is because you have many tea house
Yeah.
that you can stop at all those places. So it's not like
It's not like the Traversier
No.
where we were at, where like your destination is
20
20 kilometers away.
that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
So you have to walk 20 kilometers, and it was dangerous a bit. But like, let's say you break your feet, and you're like, oh shit, now I'm gonna freeze to death in 6 hours. Fuck. Oh my god. But so yeah, like so let's keep trekking there, and so climbing
Yeah. So,
inside or outside, or rock climbing, or like
you know,
ice climbing.
I'm intrigued by climbing. I want to try it. There's something about it that I find really cool. I don't know what it is. And it's funny because I'm somewhat scared of heights, but I feel like with climbing, you're somewhat in control because you decide, you know, the strategy of where you're placing your hands and your feet and so on. And I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, more lower body strength than upper body. I don't know.
I heard.
I'm good with my legs. Like, I've got strong legs. My upper body, So if I feel like I have solid ground under my feet, like wherever I'm clenched on, I feel good. But also with climbing, like indoors, like you're supported. So, you know, you can hurt yourself always, but there's security measures in place for you to be okay. And I feel like that's something that's new and different for me. I've never done it before, that I'm like down for the challenge to try it.
Interesting. You can go inside. I will follow you one time. But to
I
me,
think you'd enjoy it.
climbing inside, nah.
What about climbing outside?
Yes.
Yeah, but you start inside and then you go outside. I'm not going to just start climbing freaking Everest
No, you
with like ice picks
you-
and shit. That ice picking, what's it called? Ice climbing?
Yeah, I
That's
guess.
like next level.
That seems
stuff.
more fun to me.
It seems almost more sturdy because you've got those massive
Yeah.
ice picks that you
I would
like.
prefer that.
Gotta,
You don't need to like jump like, oh my god, the next breeze is like, ah.
actually, I think
It's
you
just
need
like
more.
I'll fucking drill a hole here and then.
Well, you must need more upper body strength for ice climbing because you have to like jab your
Yeah, but
pick
you have
in.
like those shoes with.
Where you like kick it in.
Yeah, like. But indoor sports, I'm kind of getting tired of it. So yeah, going a few times to learn, sure. But the goal would be to climb outside. Not sure it's really realistic. Let's say for the next year, not realistic for me, climbing. Also, gravity is not my strongest ally. Try to get off the ground. There's like a lot of force bringing me back down. I have to lower my
That's
mass.
true. I'm the climber.
You're the climber.
You're the
exactly.
descender.
I'm the yeah, like I will go but down with you. Oh my god. Well, I can trek up, but there's a difference between doing that or doing like the straight way. Biking,
Mountain biking or city biking?
any
Both.
biking, it was like mountain, road,
Biking, I'm
city.
like, I don't know. I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with biking.
Okay.
I like city biking. I dislike uphill biking like crazy. Anytime I get to a hill, I get off the bike. I'm a lazy biker. I walk it. It's not a sport that I like or dislike. That's
want-
all I have to say about
Yeah.
biking.
I want to try mountain biking. That looks like a lot of fun. I don't like to be with cars. That I don't like at all. It's just like I'm in my zone, and then I like the danger and the sound and oh my god, that I don't like at all. Back when I was in Marieville, there was, like they just replaced all those train tracks in most of Canada with bike lanes now because there's no more
Oh, yeah.
trains, and so that would go through the fields, and it was super flat too. That was where I like to bike. That I still have fun doing that. And when we were in the Netherlands, you never have cars with you. So
But the bikers are kind of scary though.
They're not
When you're
scary,
biking in
but-
like a swarm of other bikers, it's almost like you're with cars. It's just like zip, 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 zip.
yeah, but they're so skilled, they would never touch you, and it's not as dangerous. Like a car has a lot of energy. And another biker, if he hits you, he's in the same boat as you, so he will like. But the car, like here in Brazil, cars are awful.
Yeah, they're not careful.
They're not careful at all, and oh my god. So bike, mountain biking for me, but that would come with like a big investment to have the mountain
Why do
bike.
you always choose these like rich people sports that require a lot of shit?
It's just
Like,
it's just, look at me. It's in my it's the rich white man manual. Oh my god. No, but it's just like sports that are fun to do.
they're fun, but they require so much stuff and maintenance and like logistics and
I know, but they're too fun. Yeah, yeah. Riding the wind or riding gravity, it's too fun. Diving. So yes, for me, yes, all the way. I haven't dove, I haven't dived, I haven't divin.
I haven't dove.
Dove. I haven't dove enough in the last year, and I miss it. I want to dive. What about you? Would you be game?
I love water. I love swimming. Diving, I'm into like snorkeling and stuff. It's cool, but I think I have too much like fear-driven anxiety when it comes to certain sports that if I dove, I feel like, and I've never done it before, so I don't know, but that I would feel anxiety in the water.
Yes. I feel
And-
anxiety.
Oh, okay. Well, if you feel anxiety in the
Right.
water, then oublie ça. Like me, forget it. Where I would feel like
But that's not the only thing you feel, though.
claustrophobic, like my tank would run. I don't know, just stuff like my anxiety would get the best of me, and then I would have some kind of freak out. It's happened to me before in the water in certain more dangerous situations, and I am a good swimmer. But when I let my mind get the best of me, it's like it's crazy how that can just overpower your like everything and bring you into this panic mode. And I just I don't know, I don't feel safe. I'm not into like adrenaline sports. Although diving is, wouldn't know if you call it adrenaline sport. It's
More like Seb says, it's underground meditation.
yeah. I
So
see it as more like therapeutic, but
Yeah.
I still see risks involved.
there are risks.
Risks. So I'm a very low risk human.
There are risks.
Yeah. So yeah, no, not for me.
Not for you. We'll see. Like if we start to travel to kite beaches destination, because as we said, looks like we're liking it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there will be diving around, so I'll be able to go dive, take these day trip and stuff. And that's not something that I would do every day. It's fucked up for your health a little bit when
Oh, yeah.
you yeah, because you breathe in like this high azote and nitrogen mix in a weird pressure thing. It's weird for the body. So like diving, I would do it like once a week. Let's say
Okay.
like that would be enough. So and if we go to La Ventana in the next year in Baja California, there's a diving paradise not too far called Cabo Pulmo, which is a underground park.
Cool.
Yeah, so they created this thing. There's a small city. You go there, you dive. It looks really cool. So diving, yes. Snowmobiling, snowmobiling,
Snowmobiling?
snowmobile,
Snowmobile. Snowmobile.
Um, yes, that would be fun. I
course.
want a snowmobile.
I've done it once before. I remember with my ex, we went to, I think it was Saint-Anne-de-Beaupré actually. We went there for a couple of days and I got off Groupon, like some kind
Okay.
of snowmobile expedition thing. And it was just the two of us and they, gave us a little tutorial. And I just remember being like really nervous on it, and you know how I am, and kind of going slow and trying to be cautious, but then I would get like stuck in a snowbank and then unable to just get out and maneuver this machine. So like my ex would get off and had to come help me, and it's just like no.
If we get a big, powerful one, you can sit behind me.
Yes, I would much prefer that, and you drive me around because again, not into like big cars, machines, stuff. Like
I don't
it
like the
doesn't
sound.
give me like
Yeah.
a rush or anything. It just makes me nervous. So I'm good staying home. Or
I don't like
doing
the sound,
après-ski.
but we live in snowmobile paradise.
Yes, actually, our auberge is like right on
Yeah, the
the
highway.
track.
Yeah. You can go all the way to like Sept-Îles and further.
Really?
Yeah. You can go and to Saguenay. You can
Wow.
go to all these locations. Looks fun. Not realistic in the short term. I mean, it's not something that I still like skiing. And if I have a choice on a day between skiing and snowmobile, I will choose ski. So then you have like that's just there for. I wouldn't do it that often. So it's just like if I can rent one and go once per winter, let's rent one.
Let's try it this winter. Have you ever been before?
I a little bit like Vince and Anik bought
Okay.
their chalet last year, and then you have to have one to get to the
Yeah.
chalet because it's a kilometer of forest to reach the thing, and it's just like a meter of snow. Like no machine
Okay.
could be able to remove that snow. And that was kind of fun, but it's an old one that they have and everything, so it wasn't that like recent or maneuverable. With the more recent one, they're more powerful and maneuverable, and they look more fun. Or those quad, but with it's you remove the wheels and you put these things, like 4 things, so that looks even more fun because you can just go and climb up. And
Okay. I
so
don't think I've seen those before.
yeah, Constant has one.
Okay.
By his big thing, he removes the wheel and put those things.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So but let's say, okay. Surfing?
Surfing, again, not for me. I tried it once, but I mean, I tried it once. I went surfing one time in Hawaii with a friend, and Obviously, I'm not going to learn how to surf in like 2 hours.
No.
I did ride some waves, like on my tummy.
Okay.
I never tried to pop up. But yeah, no. Too dangerous, too just not for me.
Not
It's
for you?
not my jam.
Realistically, not for me for the next year either. I'd like to learn it down the road. And if I learn to kite, because I can see it now, the first kite you have is like my kite where you slide your 2 feet in these like
Little
thingy.
snowboard shoe things.
Yeah,
like
kind of.
Yeah.
And that's what would you start with. But down the road, they all switch to kind of a surfboard where you're just like standing, you have nothing, but then it makes you be able to ride the wave, and
Cool.
the feeling is better. And it's only one direction, so when you arrive and you need to turn, you need to do this with your feet and then turn your kite and go the other way. But on all the kite videos, and I asked the people at like Avalanche Kite, and they all said like, yeah, once you touch that,
You never go back.
you never go back to those ones that I have. So down the road, if I get good and I switch to that surfboard, then it's just a matter of, okay, remove the kite. But at that point, I was looking at videos of location where there is kite and surfing, like Hawaii. And kite looks more fun because you can surf the wave. You just have your kite and you still surf the wave. But at some point, you just don't stop and have to swim. You can just like, and then you go against the wave and you take another one. So I think surf without a kite looks less fun than kiting. I think not really realistic and not a priority to learn, and very hard.
Yeah.
My God. Sailing. Let's sail. Let's get a sailboat.
So, for those of you who may not be aware of this, but Gab is a captain.
Yes.
He used to own a sailboat and was like a Viking ghetto, like sail man captain. And I'm sure you have so many stories.
Yeah,
that
actually, I
haven't-
was thinking maybe we could tell a few
Yeah,
another time.
of course. But I've never been, actually, no, that's a lie. I've been sailing. I went sailing like a few times, 2 summers ago with a guy I was dating on his sailboat. But I wouldn't really call that sailing because we just kind of plopped the anchor and chilled. There was no sail.
That's a big part of sailing. But in Tadoussac, near where we live, it's sailing paradise with the
So, yeah.
whales and everything.
I haven't been sailing with you yet.
Yeah, and we need to get you on the water because some people are like, get me out of here.
Yeah, I have a up and down relationship when it comes to boats because sometimes I'm great and I'm perfect and I'm okay, and then other times I'm like, not so great. It really, it's unpredictable.
We have to get you on the water
Yeah.
to see if you're sailing material. This summer, let's do it this summer.
Yeah.
Okay? Deal?
Deal.
And that's skiing. Oh, okay,
I mean, you guys already know how I feel about skiing.
I will include ski de fond.
Oh, what?
Uh,
Ski de fond is the one that you slide?
yeah.
Okay. Ski de fond I would do.
What's it is? What?
Cross country skiing.
Cross country
Yeah.
skiing.
That I would do because
There
it's
you
low
go.
risk and it's chill and relaxing and it's a great workout.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Would you want to try it this winter?
Absolutely.
That requires gear.
I borrow it from somebody.
Probably we can go. There we go. We can do that. We can go to Mont Grand Fond
Yeah.
in La Malbaie and rent it there.
Yeah.
And I have to try it too. I haven't done it for 20 years.
Yeah, let's do it.
Looks fun. And in Les Éboulements, there are tons of tracks.
Yeah.
And we can take them from our house directly.
Cool.
We just cross the road, and behind the garage, you can get it there, and then it reaches the tracks. So there's like a little path there.
Let's try it.
So we're ski de fond in and out from
I mean, if I
Les
like
Vallons.
claquettes, which is snowshoes, by
Yeah.
the way, if I like snowshoeing, then cross-country skiing I would like to do.
All right, so we have things to try. We have trek to
Continue.
plan, yeah, like in our year. You have to go climbing.
Yes.
I have to go mountain biking. Kite. Do you
We're
don't you
due.
want to try it? That
I don't know. I'm scared I'm gonna fall off the board and it's gonna like slit my head open and I'm gonna die.
But at
That's
first
the
they just-
scenario that I think about all the time when it comes to trying more like dangerous things, which is cracking my head open. Which is funny because I'm into boxing and stuff. I mean, granted, I'm nervous when we spar and everything, and like hitting and getting hit. But I love the intensity of it so much. But things with objects and nature that can kill me, like.
But
no.
I agree, and I don't care if you don't kite ever. But just so you know, the first thing is they just like give you this like super tiny sail, and you just feel the sail, and it's not carrying you anywhere. It doesn't have enough power. It can't catch. So
You mean I can't? It won't like whisk me away and like
you just
blow me away.
yeah,
into
you're just on
another...
the beach, and it has no power, and then you slowly you go in the water, but there's no board. You just learn to just like lift it, and then you fall for the first time in water, and then
We'll see.
We'll see. But,
We'll see.
Okay, it's not for you. Diving, yes, to be done near kite spots. Surfing, yeah, less realistic, too hard. Snowmobiling, let's rent one this summer,
Yeah.
this winter. How do you call ski de fond?
Cross-country
skiing. Let's rent a thing
Yeah.
at Mont Grandfond and see if we like it. And that's okay. So this, would you try climbing this winter?
Like ice climbing?
I don't know. No,
The
maybe
indoor
inside
climbing. Yeah, no, I would
in Montreal.
if we have time.
Yeah, not at Christmas time. We won't. But well, we could. Like it's a 2-hour thing,
Yeah.
like intro thingy, and then mountain biking. That's next summer. Sailing. That's next summer. And that's it.
Is
So
there
we-
anything we're forgetting? Is there any kind of like? Well, there are many sports. This is a list of sports that we want to try. And
It's a list of adventure sports.
adventure sports.
That's really what I like, and that's like I didn't include any competition sports.
Like fucking kayaking and canoe, like things like that.
Well, we're traveling, so if I
Having a nightmare.
but if like it's like hockey, it's just like you need a team, you need a schedule, you need to be there all winter. It's less realistic. Although I'd like to go hockey maybe as a remplaçant,
A substitute.
substitute with the
Yeah.
guys at Baie-Saint-Paul.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah, I
would love
have
to
my
watch
gear.
you play a game.
Yeah, exactly. And I have my gear at the
Yeah.
house, so I'll talk to Atlantic, Matthew. That's it. They always need
That's cool.
people because when you have a hockey team, it's always the same. Everyone's there on the first game, and then it's like it starts like, oh, I can't. There's always a guy who can't be there, and you're never a full team. But and tennis could be something that we would do.
I would like to do tennis too.
Traveling,
Yeah.
but the rest is like volleyball. Where, how? It's just that's something that we
We could
would.
play volleyball at the Desires Resort in Mexico, which is the nude resort.
Yeah, naked volleyball.
Naked volleyball, baby.
It was funny to watch.
It was funny to watch. It is funny to watch, like flying boobs and penises and stuff, like in the air.
Yeah, and I don't think they knew they were naked.
No, it's like when we went to the nude spa. Like when everyone's
Yeah.
naked, you're just for
You
like the
forget it.
first second, you're like, oh my god, and then the clothes come off, and you're like, nah, this is normal.
Nah. Yeah.
Yeah. But if there's other sports,
Yes.
other adventure sports that you guys can think of that aren't on this list that you think that we / mostly Gab should try, then, drop us a comment below and school us a little bit.
Yeah. Like give us ideas.
Yeah.
We're looking for a life of adventures and sports, and let's learn a few things. And you know what? I need to learn something, so I'll learn mountain biking at least, and maybe climbing. I have to learn new sports.
That's gonna be mine.
Yeah, and cross country skiing doesn't count. I
Cross country skiing is like snowshoeing.
I already know how to do it. I do it every day in the winter. But yeah, and yeah, let us know. It was a pleasure. Yay!
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yay! Thanks, guys. Take care. Drop us a comment. Bye.